They were born under the same roof, raised by the same hands, bound by the same name. Once, they were brothers in every sense of the word. But what started as laughter echoing through childhood halls would one day turn into silence heavier than stone. This is the story of how an estate, more than just land, more than just walls, tore them apart. Every family carries a legacy. Sometimes it's pride. Sometimes it's burden. In this family, the estate was both a quiet presence in the background, a reminder of sacrifice, and a symbol of continuity. But symbols can be fragile. Beneath the smiles, a storm was already forming. As children, they shared everything. Dreams whispered under blankets, promises made in secret, loyalty that seemed unshakable. Their father gave them strength, their mother gave them blessing. In those years, nothing seemed able to break them. The estate wasn't just property. It was blood turned into brick, labor turned into land. Every corner carried history. Every field held memory. To outsiders, it was wealth. To the brothers, it was identity. Then came the day everything shifted, the father's last breath. At the reading of the will, silence gave way to suspicion. What should have been a blessing became a battlefield. Inheritance, they learned, is a sword that cuts both ways. The change was subtle at first. A different tone in conversation. Words held back, but meanings heavy in the air. Love now walked hand in hand with doubt. No longer did they gather in kitchens to talk. Now they sat in boardrooms with lawyers. Contracts replaced conversations. Family dinners gave way to signatures and cold legal language. Each brother asked himself, who was favored more? Who deserved more? Pride blurred reason. Possession became identity. What once was jealousy whispered grew into walls unscalable. Around them stood others, their wives, their children, their mother. Some urged peace. Some fanned the flames. And the youngest voices, the children, watched love collapse into bitterness. Neighbors whispered. Markets buzzed with gossip. The village itself split into camps. Wealth, once admired, now carried a stain. And so it came to this, two brothers, standing as enemies before a judge. Betrayal now documented in official records. Cross-examinations struck deeper than any insult. Kinship shattered in the language of the law. At night, each lay awake, haunted by what-ifs. Letters drafted but never sent. Calls considered but never made. The estate had taken more than property, it had stolen peace. Their ancestors had warned of greed. Proverbs had been spoken at family gatherings. Stories told to remind them, wealth is fleeting, blood is forever. But wisdom was forgotten. The estate reflected not just wealth, but the condition of their hearts. What they thought would save them revealed their deepest flaws. Legacy had become a curse. The last bridge burned not in shouting, but in silence. And silence, they discovered, is louder than war. Brothers turned into strangers. Forever. Years passed. Wrinkles deepened. Time softened anger, but too late for reconciliation. The estate still stood, but only as a monument of loss. Their children inherited not just land, but broken bonds. This was not the first story of brothers divided. And it will not be the last. Across generations, greed has the power to turn love into ash. They gained wealth but lost everything wealth could never buy: trust, joy, kinship. The unseen price was greater than gold. Inheritance is fragile. Mishandled, it destroys more than it preserves. A gift can become a curse. The question remains, what do we truly leave behind? It didn't have to end this way. Mediation could have replaced litigation. Forgiveness could have been the richest inheritance. Bridges could have been rebuilt, if only they had chosen to. Today, the estate crumbles. The stones remain, but the laughter is gone. What was once a home is now only a story. Tragic poetry written in the silence between two brothers. When brothers become enemies, no estate is ever worth the cost.